So we'll have to mind our language a bit, Vibhutija. But thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on that story. Let's quickly move on to more news coming in. A deadly suicide car bomb attack has killed 16 soldiers and injured 29 others, including civilians, in Pakistan's North Waziristan district. According to local officials, a suicide bomber rammed an explosive-laden vehicle into a military convoy in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The powerful blast not only killed and wounded army personnel but also caused the roofs of nearby homes to collapse, injuring 6 children. 4 of the injured soldiers remain in critical condition. The attack was claimed by the Hafiz Kul Bahadur faction of the Pakistani Taliban. Violence in Pakistan's tribal regions has surged since the Taliban's return to power in Afghanistan in 2021. Nearly 290 people, most of them security personnel, have been killed this year alone in similar cross-border violence. The region's instability is further complicated by the long-standing dispute over the Durand Line, the border that separates Pakistan and Afghanistan, which remains unrecognized by Kabul and continues to fuel cross-border tensions. Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor, former diplomat, is joining us live from Washington, D.C. Ambassador Kapoor, thank you for being with us today on NewsX World. What do you make of this latest incident coming to light from the Pak-Afghan region?
Thank you, Uday. As you sow, so you reap is an old saying which applies here. Now, Pakistan has been the epicenter of terrorism for the world, as the world has seen from the last so many decades. And to have a country where, you have madrasas which teach violence and how to use guns to young children who are 5 years, 6 years, 7 years old is a very great tragedy. So you see, you have received so much of development aid from all over the world, and yet what you have to show to the world is very little progress, hardly any progress. You are still living in a primitive world. So a country where you are taught that doing violence and killing people brings you merit and gives you a passage to heaven and 72 hurs, etc., virgins in heaven. And these sort of teachings are the very basis of the religion, of the cult, which inspires people to indulge in violence all the time. So they have done that outside the country. They have done that in India. We had seen what had happened in Pulwama, where a similar attack had taken place, and they do it inside the country, where violence continues amongst different factions against the government, against the army of Pakistan. So it's a society where the basic bedrock of existence is violence. So the world has to also understand that giving aid to such a country from the World Bank, from the IMF, from the USAID, from other Western countries, what benefit has it reaped for the society, for the citizens of the country, and for the world? It's an anachronism. It's a failed state or a failing state, and you are keeping on reviving the country by giving it artificial oxygen and letting it continue with its very bad track record on the global stage also. So it is unfortunate that even in this case some Pakistani soldiers have died, but when you are yourself the source and the fountainhead of terrorism, and you are the ones who are feeding all those terrorists, you are supporting those terrorists, you are nurturing those terrorists.
Yes. Ambassador Kapoor, and obviously this does indicate that the instability in the North Waziristan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region continues.
Yes, absolutely. So till they, change their very basis of existence and their very basic thought that violence is the way to life, till then it'll continue. It's a very great existential danger to a large part of the world, to the Jewish people, to the Hindus, and to the Christians, because even in demographic terms, their numbers are increasing, their violence is increasing, and we have seen what has happened in Iran, we have seen what has happened between Pakistan and India. So the world has to understand that some very serious, basic, seminal changes are required, and how do we make them so that this existential threat is sort of, curtailed or taken care of. Uday.
All right. My thanks to you for joining us with your perspective, Ambassador Pradeep Kapoor.